we're going to talk about what the Russians have done in Ukraine today. If you don't know me, my name is Darren Gertis. I'm a management professor who's built multiple leadership programs at Charleston Southern University. We're going to look at this through the lens of leadership. I also wrote a book. It's called I Need Ammunition, Not a Ride, and you can find it on Amazon. Okay, so it is Saturday, the 21st of May. It's day 87. The last defenders of Mariupol have now surrendered, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. And I'm hesitant to, just buy their numbers, but I think this is about right. 2,439 soldiers have surrendered in Mariupol, and so that's about. I mean, the Ukrainians seem to think that the numbers are similar. The Russians shelled a warehouse and a petrol station in Mykolaiv in Rivne Oblast, Severodonetsk. They blew out a bridge. Now that's important because that city is going to be the key in upcoming days. You can just see it coming a mile away. But Zelensky, at the end of the day, in his speech, said, "Look, actually, the fact that we're able to say on the 87th day of a full-scale war against Russia it's good news. I mean, just to be able to say, hey, today's the 87th day, that's good news." And he's right. They held out far longer than anybody thought. The U.S. government intelligence estimate was that you were going to hold out for 3 days. And then the whole country would be overrun within a couple of weeks. And they proved them wrong. President Joe Biden signed a $40 billion aid package to Ukraine. It was flown to Seoul, where he was speaking with the Korean president, and he signed it today. Zelensky said he was grateful for the aid package. This is not just a $40 billion aid package. It's also lend-lease. So it's kind of almost an open check that will allow the president to make these decisions rather than have to go through Congress every time. Now, this means that a new clock started ticking. Russia's window of overwhelming superiority, it's going to start closing. As those weapons flow in, it's going to get increasingly more difficult for the Russians to be able to have superiority. Here's what I mean. So if we just consider artillery, the Russians had artillery pieces that could hit targets 25 miles away. So they could stay 25 miles back and shell the city. Now, the Ukrainians only had limited range weapons that could only go about 12 miles. So they have to get within being able to be hit before they could start hitting back. And so that's a big difference. Ukrainians had to move much closer, be exposed much longer, and that's a bad deal. Now, if you extrapolate that and go from not just artillery, but artillery to tanks and long-range missiles and anti-ship missiles, all these things can put the Russians on the defensive. It's going to level the playing field. And, look, when you're defending your own turf, it's about a 3-to-1 attack to defend, right? Like, you ever played Risk? Like, the attacker has kind of a disadvantage as opposed to the defender as far as the amount of casualties that they're likely to inflict. Like, you're fighting for your home. It's a different thing. And so you're going to see momentum shift if the weapons can get there in enough quantity and in enough time for Ukraine to be able to succeed. Okay, Russia has now sanctioned 900. This was funny today. Russia's sanctioned 960 Americans, including the actor Morgan Freeman. He's been sanctioned for Russophobic language, and deceased U.S. Senator John McCain. Now, when they're sanctioned, they can't go to Russia. That's part of the sanctions. They are not allowed into Russia. Now, John McCain's been dead for a few years, so he has no plans of actually traveling to Russia anyway. But he's probably been sanctioned because he famously a few years ago talked about how Russia's basically a gas station that looks like a state. I mean, that's essentially what they do. A third of the Russian federal budget is essentially from natural gas and oil exports to the West and China and wherever else. So that's why he called it the gas station that looks like a state. So they've been sanctioned. Now, then from that, the Russian government issued an explanation that said that counter sanctions are of necessity and directed to making the ruling U.S. regime, which tries to impose neo-colonial rules-based world order to the rest of the world, to change its behavior by realizing its new geopolitical reality. Okay, so they're essentially saying that the United States is neo-colonial. They're trying to colonize the rest of the. Wait, This is what Russia is doing. It's like mind bending. It's gaslighting. What Russia is doing is trying to overrun and then colonize Ukraine, and they're accusing the U.S. of that. Okay, that's it for today, Saturday, the 21st of May. Thank you for listening. I hope it was helpful for your understanding of what was going on in Ukraine today. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe so that you can see what's going on in future days, or you can go back into our past catalog and see what's happened on previous days. Okay, one more thing. If you were moved by this video and you wish to give to humanitarian aid for Ukraine, there's a link below to Samaritan's Purse. It's a reputable organization that will make sure that the aid gets where it's supposed to go. Thanks for your time.